gain all of these arts, turn them on ourselves, because we have become ensouled, and no one can do it for us. We have to turn around and return from the source from which we came. Because for him, what's important is that we really didn't depart wholly. There's a part of us that still resides in the divine, and through these kinds of trips or these kinds of meditations and contemplations and yogas and intellectual developments, we can reach that. That's the goal. That's what he's trying to achieve. That's what he does. And therefore, man is in need of the arts for his own perfection. We need the cooperation of others who have that kind of knowledge that can bring us together so that we can become part of a whole, and in that wholeness find the nature of our own existence, to see how kin we are to the nature of ultimate reality, and benefit by a vision of wisdom, which is the most beautiful of all possible visions for man to behold. In that, we see the immortality of oneself, because the nature of the intelligible is eternal. We're part and parcel of it, and therefore he concludes in the 11th paragraph, he says, therefore, through this process, man becomes a friend of the gods and immortal if any man ever is. That's the Greek idea of art, taking you through 3 dialogues and Proclus. Thank you.
Can you repeat
Yes.
the last 3 lines? Yeah.
Yes. This is Proclus now.
Okay.
Proclus did a very, very fine work called, matter of fact, I'm very glad you mentioned that. You see, there's a beautiful word. We don't use it too often. It's this word. Providence. Literally, that's Latin, of course, right? Vidi is to see, right? It's, or to see. This literally means to see what you see before. What you see before. Literally, this is pronoia in Greek. Pronoia. Noia is nous. It's what's prior to nous. It's the energy, it is that condition which is prior to the intellect, which therefore extends itself through all reality as goodness. The arts only exist because part of the nature of reality, the nature of reality, must be good. Must be good. All the arts point to it. Every time one confirms all of this in a vision, must recognize that that ultimate reality they experience is goodness, or they've got the wrong thing. Therefore, pronoia, or providence, is that energy or power which comes from the divine, which is a free gift, as it were, for the goodness, for the nature of goodness to emerge. Now, there are 2 realms. There's a realm of providence and the realm of fate. What is fated is everything that is connected by cause and effect. Everything that's connected by cause and effect. That's fated. That's in contrast to providence. Providence includes fate, right? It includes it, but goes beyond it. We can represent it in this way. Right? This is providence. Providence, therefore, is greater and reaches further than fate, because providence presupposes a kind of goodness which can then descend wherever there is anything that has self-motive. Anything living that has a self-motive within it. Man, of course, has that, as well as he participates in mind, intellect. Therefore, there is a providential aspect to the nature of reality which extends goodness as far as reality into all aspects of reality, all the way down to the physical universe. Right? And it brings about necessarily goodness. Therefore, the idea of art is nothing other than providence functioning through knowledge for the benefit of man. That's really what it is. So, this work comes from a work of Proclus. That work is called On Providence. And it's a very fine work, and I'd recommend it. It's difficult to get, but then they're now printing it once more. It's now, all of Proclus is being reprinted. Now, all of Thomas Taylor's editions are being reprinted, among which is all of Proclus. So, going back to your 3 lines, therefore, for Proclus, we must reclaim that from which we departed. We must return to it. Now, if I could give you a model, the way in which, I'm going to use this model over here. I think a good way to picture this is, let this represent for the moment the divine. The nature of ultimate reality for the moment, all right? For the Greeks, man abides within that, but we are closed to it. Our ignorance closes us off from it. So therefore, by turning about and learning about oneself, necessarily one is participating in the divine. There isn't that gap in transcendency that sometimes takes place in different theological systems. The very nature, the immanent nature of man is the same as the divine. That's right. That's Buddhism. Oh yes. There's a very close kinship between the two. Yeah. Was that helpful? Did that help? Yeah. Good. Yeah, Proclus, very fine. Matter of fact, I brought it with me, just in case. It's an old translation. I had it Xerox long ago, and kind of marked up a bit. I'll read a section for you then. He's just talked about, well, let me give 2. His sentences are quite long, so I'll give three sentences. Just finishing this, pretty much he's gone over what we did in different language, so just assume that what we've said now fits with the section I'm dealing with. Just talked about the kinds of knowledge which has a purifying power on the soul. The soul is replete with images, and knowing nothing subtle and unattended with material. Let me get a. It's a negative case. I know. Let me give a positive case. She's got such beautiful language. Okay, after both of these energies of the rational soul, let us survey her now, running back to her highest intelligence, through which she sees other souls in the world, which are allotted the heavens and the whole of generation according to the will of the Father, and of which she, being a part, desires the contemplation of them.